compatibility test, and we'll go through that momentarily. Before we do, Mr. Cody, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your union and why you're here today?
I'm a Navy veteran, and I served out in Afghanistan about 6 months. From there, I went into a toxic relationship, and after that, I met Brittany. We were both using, and it just became, it was using drugs, and that was just where we started.
Yeah, and that builds on itself. It kind of spirals down because your worst habit is her worst habit, and it becomes worse and worse as time goes on.
Yes, Your Honor.
For both
Did you
of
meet
them.
while using? You were in that environment, or did you happen to meet and realize you both used?
No, we met while using.
Okay. Ms. Ewing, I take it that's pretty much the case.
That's correct.
Okay. So, when did you first decide you liked him a little bit?
Well, I always knew Chris was a nice guy. He was fun to be around. We laughed a lot.
Yeah?
We had a good time. I mean, we were good friends.
Not bad looking either.
No, he's all right.
Damn. I think an issue that we have in today's society with the women, ladies, I love y'all, but I got to keep it 100, man. Y'all can dish out the compliments a little bit more. We like to hear, oh, your outfit look nice today, your shoes look nice, I like your haircut or something like that. I tell you that I like your hair when I like your hair. We gotta do a better job at that, bro. That was cold, man. If that's his girl, that's his wife. If that's his wife, that's your wife, or if it's your girl or whatever. And the judge tell you, well, all right, well, I see you got a pretty decent looking mate there, whatever the case may be, and you're like, oh yeah, yeah, right. Like, cool. I can see if he was playing like, he or something like that. All right, cool. But she brushed him off, like, yeah, like he all right, like he cool. He alright, he cool.
Wow, that was cold.
That was cold.
That was really, really cold. I'm sorry, Mr. Cody. I didn't mean to go there. I thought it was going to be a good thing. When did you decide you liked her?
Just the way she made me feel. Like, we were laughing all the time, and she, especially since she came when
Well, were you laughing all the time because you were high?
Yeah, it could be. It's true. We were high very often. And, you know, but the way she made me feel just made me feel like, you know, that me as a person actually mattered. And when my last relationship made me not feel like that, and from the Afghanistan, you know, part of my life makes me feel like, you know, a lot of the stuff in the past was just holding me back from accepting myself again back into, you know, civilian life.
That's very self-aware, Mr. Cody. I appreciate that assessment. That's hard for a lot of people to get to, and you see it right there. You may not be able to do anything about it at the moment, but you see it, which is wonderful. My understanding is that getting high or drugs being a prominent feature in your life has caused a number of things. One is both of you are kind of like paranoid and worried about things all the time, and that you're struggling staying off. Mr. Cody, why don't you tell me how you're doing in that arena?
Well, I have my good days and my bad days, and you know, like an issue that happened with us was that just when we first got together, we decided that we were going to try to stay clean together, and you know, that didn't work out too well. We got into our first apartment, and you know, I ended up finding some drugs that I know definitely were not mine. I confronted her about it, and she admitted to it, and you know, when one person uses, and it's the trigger for the next person to go back and using.
Right, right. Were you serious about, I take it you agree that you did make an agreement that you would not use, correct?
We did.
And you were serious about it at the time,
I was,
correct?
and what had happened is I had actually gone out of town before we moved into this apartment. I had gone out of town. We agreed that when I left, we were both going to stop. I came back. I found out that he had been using while I was gone. And so when I got back, I kind of felt like, well, that's not fair. You know, you got to keep going. I've been clean this whole time, and I come back and find out, oh, now you're restarting. Now that I'm back, and so that is how that happened. I did so after that. I kind of felt gypped, I guess, and I started using, and that's when he found those.
Okay.
It's like a spiral, bro. It's like both of y'all spiraling down out of control at a double rated speed, and the speed going at a double rate, bro. Sometimes in life and in relationships, we got to come to an understanding and a point where we can just be accepting of the fact, like, we just not good for each other. And it doesn't mean that we won't be good for each other forever. That don't mean that. It's no telling how we can meet up later on in life, but at this point in time, we're not good for each other, and somebody's gonna have to make the difficult decision to be the one to say, hey, I don't need you right now, you don't need me right now. I think that it's best we go our separate ways. Still love you with everything I got, but right now I think it's best that we go our separate ways, and pray that in the future we can meet up together. Pray that you stay safe throughout your travels. We can keep in contact, stuff like that. But at this point in time, right now, nah, you gotta pull the plug. You gotta put a plug, because we don't want to see them pull the plug. That was tight, man. That was tight. You get it? The doctors, they say, yeah, man, catch up.
What happened after he found out about it? What did you both fall down the rabbit hole together?
Well, yeah, he used what he found.
Right.
And when he uses everything about him changes. He becomes a different person.
And who does he become?
He becomes paranoid. He becomes obsessive. He becomes irrational. Just a totally different person when we were together than he was before we were together.
Now, if you're high too, does that not bother you?
It bothers me. It becomes a really big issue, I guess.
Yeah.
An even bigger issue.
Do you have fights because of it?
Yes, we definitely do. And, you know, I've known that I've become, you know, obsessive and, you know, just paranoid about every little thing that comes around. Like, there's times where she would say she goes to the store and I would never know, like, you know, going to the store for an hour maybe.
I would literally be at Walmart for 2 hours and he would flip out.
He would flip out.
Flip out. I'm a shopaholic, so I can be in the store for hours, literally.
So,
Man, that's most women, bro. That's not just you. Then they want you going to the little other store to see them try on the shoes. Then they want you to go into the Walmart so they can get some shit for the house. Then you gotta take all of that shopping and made her hungry. She done shopped up an appetite, bro. She done shopped up an appetite, man.
when you say flip out, what does that entail?
That entails blowing up my phone with text message after text message after text message after text message after text message to where I can't even keep my phone charged because
No
he's
kidding.
sending so many messages and calling me so much. He will go online and be looking at postings of girls who are selling themselves online, saving these naked pictures of these women and sending them to me, accusing me of being them and of selling myself online. And like we'll have spent out, like he's done this multiple times.
Accusing her of being these naked women on,
Yes.
you thought that was her?
Yes.
Yes.
Down to, that's your bracelet.
Wow.
I know you have that underwear. That's the shirt I bought you. Yeah, and none of these women are me.
Have you ever become afraid of him?
Once or twice, not too often. I mean, he's not, but there are times where
He's
I
not
know,
physical with
No, never. But I do know that if he's not, if his reality is not reality,
Right.
then I don't know. Then that kind of it opens up the door to a lot of
all
other
bets
things.
are off. You don't know what'll happen.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
you guys are sober now,
Yes.
Yes.
and you've been sober how long?
It's been about a week or so.
Okay. Hey.
Hey.
It's a week. I celebrate all wins, even if
Shout
it's
out
7
to
days in. I celebrate them.
Yeah.
Are you guys in a program? Or are you just white knuckling it? Just
White knuckling it right now.
It, you know, NA meetings, just doing what we can just to, you know, keep being positive and using that, you know, use positive reinforcement for our sobriety.
Man, this is crazy, but what this show me, man, drugs and stuff like that, it don't know a name, it don't know a face, it don't know a color. He a white man, it's right there. We can go back forth, white, black, salt, pepper, white, black. We can do that all day long, bro. But them drugs, man, they don't have a color. They don't have an age. They don't have a community. They don't have a background. Man, it can attack any home, bro. It can attack any home, man.
now, if you get your hands on a little money, is that gonna be a problem?
No, not at all, because
I like to shop, so. I said I like to shop, so I can.
Yeah, well, you can go shop.
Yeah, I know, and I will, probably.
But you can go shop.
Yeah.
But don't do anything else with it. I know that coming here, you both wanted to come clean about some things, and each of you is hiding something from the other. So we're going to take this opportunity to come clean about those things. So, Mr. Cote, I'm going to go to you first. What do you want to come clean about to Ms. Ewing at this point in time?
Your Honor, you know, she's very secretive about her phone, and there's many different things that I've noticed. Like, there'll be times where she's, you know, she's always has multiple numbers that are not contacts, you know, just always texting her. When she says she doesn't have friends, and she's constantly texting people, and, you know, it just doesn't add up. If you don't have a lot of friends, you're constantly texting people.
Who you texting?
Exactly.
Let's ask her. Who you texting?
I have acquaintances. I mean, like, I don't hang out with a lot of people. I don't consider a lot of people close friends to me, but I do know a lot of people. I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to. You have friends, you have acquaintances. People are doing, like, and there are people that I would hang out with and people that I wouldn't. There are people that say hi to me that I say hey back to. Hey, how are you doing? But I'm not leaving to go hang out with them. I'm not leaving the house. I'm not doing anything with these people. So, I mean, I don't think there's any problem with me saying hi to my friends that I haven't seen in a long time, or if they say hi to me first.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if
bet
he
you
had
can
friends,
say
I'm sure
hi
he
to
wouldn't feel
20
so bad
people
about
in
it.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
You're the fastest talker I've ever met. Ms.
Yeah.
Ewing, is there something you'd like to come clean about to Mr. Cote?
Oh, well, I feel like he's a liar because he lies to me about everything. And so I just feel like at this point I don't know the what's true and what's not. There was one time we were sitting in the garage of where we live, and a car pulls up, a girl gets out, and she says, is this address? And he says, no, it's not. And I'm thinking, okay, yes, it is, but I'm just gonna stay quiet. And so she goes down the street, she comes back and she said, are you sure this isn't this address? Because I was talking to Chris today, and this is his phone number, and this is the address that he gave me, and are you sure? Like, and he told her, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And so she left, and then I asked him, you know, what is she talking about? And he said, oh, my phone must have been hacked. I'd never talked to her on any app, because she said she had met him on an app. And he said, I never talked to her, I don't know what she's talking about. And, you know, it took maybe a couple months later, he admits to that he was lying.
Mr. Cote, are you up to no good and lying about it?
I was lying about it, Your Honor, but we were searching for a dog, and, you know, it wasn't the right type of
What
dog.
are you looking for a dog for?
We were
You
looking
guys,
for...
I mean, are you working?
I am, Your Honor.
You're working?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
And you're trying to stay sober.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're trying to get married. What you looking for a dog for?
Company.
It was more for both of us, because when I'm alone, you know, we need it. It was
somebody.
helpful, and then when she's alone, sometimes she needs.
That's a
you know,
good answer. Keep you busy.
Yes,
Yeah,
Your
While
Honor.
you,
true.
when you're not there, that's a very, very good answer.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I always think of dogs as work, and that you didn't look like you were in a position to take something on, but I didn't think about it like that. I took a look at your compatibility test, and two things struck me. Number one, both of you are looking for a traditional 1950s styles marriage. You want to be at home, cooking and cleaning, housewife, and you want to be the breadwinner with a wife that's out at home, cooking and cleaning. That's true. And that's what you guys are both aiming for.
Yes,
Ain't
ma'am.
nothing wrong with it. As long as everybody's on board, it's a very good thing. So that's a good thing. Tell me about your financial situation, Mr. Cote.
My financial situation. So I was married before, and
Still married.
Oh.
Oh.
still been trying to fight the divorce. It's just keeps on getting pushed back further and further along. And I've let her know this before, so she knew about everything that is going on in this.
Ms. Ewing,
Yes, ma'am.
are you distraught by the fact that he's still married?
Honestly, I'm not distraught by it. No, I feel like everything happens for a reason. I feel like there may be a reason that his marriage is not final yet. And I totally understand with the
What
big
do you think
proceeding
that reason might be?
that maybe we're not supposed to get married yet, to be honest. But and I understand that he does have a lot of financial things that he's not able to handle right now. But and going in, but we did agree going in that we were going to have that traditional style of relationship. And I mean, if that's not what he's able to provide, then then that's something we need to sit down and talk about and reevaluate maybe.
I ain't gonna lie, for them to be on narcotics, bro, they actually quite intelligent when it comes to the relationship thing. He suggested the dog, that way that they can have something to do and keep them busy. And dogs all work, bro. You're going to have to take them out, or it's your turn to take them for a walk. Then she take her for a walk. You pat them, rub them down, whatever. Yeah, I'm with that. And I'm all for that. And she looking at it like, all right, well, I understand he had a messed up past. He had a messed up past where he was married. Well, instead of looking at it like, hey, you know, this the end of the world and it ain't gonna work. Maybe it's just not meant for us to be married right now at this point in time. Like for them to be on narcotics, bro, it's like they think pretty clear in terms of relationship and stuff. Well, they are sober, but yeah, this take notes.
You willing to work for a while until he can get it together?
I'm willing to work to support myself. Yes. I don't know if I am willing to work to support a union that I'm not sure I want to be in. No. Does that make sense?
Interesting. So he gets his divorce. His finance situation is not going to be good. You two want to get married. Are you willing to work until he gets on his feet again economically? Or are you only willing to work if you're a separate sole entity and not planning to be together?
Kind of that one, to be honest. Yeah, because I am a single mom. I do have a child. I mean, and I would rather, if I can, I'd rather spend that time at home. I want to have more children. Sooner than later, I'm not getting younger. So eventually, I'd like to have more kids. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. My kid is like, if I'm not there to pick her up, to take her to school, or to drop her off in the morning, who is? Nobody else is. You know, if she wants to do active school activities, nobody else is there to take her but me.
Right.
So I'm going to have to find a graveyard job, essentially, so that I can continue to do all these things for her during the daytime. And so I will do, of course I will do all those things to support my daughter, but it's not going to be, if this is not the relationship that I thought I was getting into, then it's not the relationship I probably want to be in. Just being honest. I'd rather be alone.
Okay.
Cold.
So I can do it by myself.
That speaks volumes. Did you hear that, Mr. Cote?
I did, Your Honor.
Is that news to you, or is that something you understood all along?
It's something that, you know, I could understand, you know, and, you know, we've been living with family because, you know, I did lose a job from the drug use.
Are you living with your side of the family?
With my side of the family. And, you know, from there, you know, like, you know, after that, you know, I found a job very, very quickly. Got a job not even a month out. I've been working where it's like 122 hours, you know, in a paycheck period, which is a lot of hours. And, you know, it's very difficult. We can't have a personal life, you know, because of living with family.
What do you got to say, Ms.
I would say that he did find a job fairly quickly, quicker than most people would have, yes. But I feel like he did a lot of things on his time off that didn't make sense if you're a person who's looking for a job. If you're a person who's looking for a job, you'd think you'd want to at least stay clean, maybe, or you know, for that period of time, at least until you get that job.
Were you clean?
At least.
Were you clean
At
during that
least.
period of time?
No, but I was not working, and I don't go crazy when I use.
Okay. I think I see what's happening here, and
And didn't make
I
it
will
easier
see what.
with both of us at home.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I wish I didn't, but I do. She's honest.
Yes, she is, Your Honor.
And I think you ought to be happy that she is honest.
And I am, Your Honor.
To be honest with you, that's all I really asked for, bro. I mean, the food and the massages and all of that, bro. That's love it. But to be honest with you, and I think that's for the majority of men, bro. Like, just be honest and be 100 with us. That helps us compartmentalize or understand things better. At least I can get a picture. Like, all right, cool. She like me. All right, she like me, but she don't really see a future with me. So I can continue to mess around with her. I can continue to be with her. Maybe one day she'll see it. Maybe one day she won't. But at the end of the day, it's still his decision. He still has the right to make that decision. So I get it. And shout out to her, bro. Shout out to her for being all the way honest with him. Shout out to her. But I feel like in this situation, he know that she'll dip at any given moment, bro. He get that. He understand that. He might not want her to go. But again, like I said in the beginning of the video, she might just gotta be the stronger person to be like, I just can't. And whether it's for her health, her parenthood, with her being a single mother and all of that stuff, whatever reason it's going to be. So, like I said, shout out to her for being the one to you know, how can I put it? Make that tough decision.
Personally, I wouldn't want to be with someone who wouldn't want to be with me no matter the economic circumstances. I would want somebody who would, if I trip, and drop the ball will be more than happy to pick it up
Yes, Your Honor.
and run with me. She doesn't seem like she's that smart. You know, I don't know if she's with you now because you're providing a place, your family is providing her a place to stay or not. I don't know if that's happening. That's a possibility you might want to consider. I appreciate your honesty in this matter, Ms. Ewing, and I appreciate the fact that you know what you want. It's going to be hard to find a guy who's looking to deal with an addict,
I understand.
with a kid,
Yeah, I understand that part.
who wants to stay home and not work and support, and that's the sole thing. So
I'm
I'm
definitely
just
working on myself as well. Your
yeah.
Honor.
You mean I'm putting that out there
Yeah,
that you
definitely
know
working on myself as well.
Your menu is awfully long.
I know.
But you
That is
don't have a
true.
whole lot of check.
That is true, and I feel like that is true. But and I also feel like if I would be willing to, you know, like there are times where I have stopped use for people. There are times where I have, you know, had to support a man. Where I've had to help support in a relationship. I just feel like if there's so many other things on the table that are dragging us down on the table as well, that it might not be worth it.
And I understand that. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just saying
because I'm willing,
you need to be
if it makes sense.
knowledgeable about your negatives
I do.
so that you
I
don't
am.
turn down a small positive looking for a big positive that is unlikely.
I understand.
That's all I'm trying to say. I wish you both the best with respect to your addiction. Marriage is not at all in your near future. One, because you're not divorced. Number two, you guys got to handle individually your own addiction so you can come to each other whole and fresh. Marriage is hard enough when everybody's sober and sane. You know, but when you're fighting to stay sober, being with somebody who's also fighting to stay sober may not be the thing. That's what they tell you in NA. Don't hang out with other addicts. They
Correct.
tell you that for a reason. I wish you both the best. I hope this time next year we call you up and you're not at 1 week sober. You'll be a whole year sober. That's my hope for you. We just heard the case of a young couple whose drug abuse created a lack of trust in the relationship and prevented them from creating a lasting bond. If you are battling addiction, connect with the National Institute on Drug Abuse at 1-800-662-HELP or drugabuse.gov to find treatment options near you. Or if you're wondering how to support a loved one through recovery, visit National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence at ncadd.org. It's never too late to ask for help.
Both Chris and Brittany have remained clean and sober, but they called out their engagement. Brittany says Chris needs to maintain the sobriety for a longer period of time. Chris got a new higher paying job and has already been promoted. God damn, man, this higher, where he be filling all these applications?